from Abu Dhabi.
This is the Business Breakfast on Dubai Eye 103.8.
Live at Presight for AI Week, delivering applied intelligence today.
And I am joined now by the CEO of Presight, Thomas Pramotedham. Thomas, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. This is more importantly. It's been wonderful to have you in the house.
It's very nice to be here. We're being exceptionally well looked after. And I'm particularly excited because you're here to discuss something that's got a big embargo on the top of it. We haven't even told Richard and Tom what's going on, and I'm not going to steal your thunder. What is Presight doing next?
Well, I think yesterday the most exciting news was you guys being in town. But unfortunately, I have to take that away from you. So we're very happy to announce that on top of the work we're doing, Presight and Shorooq, our partner, is launching a $100 million global AI innovation fund. Now, the number may not seem substantial, but with the work that we do, it's all about partnership and intent. The fund aims to bring capital, distribution, and skills to the market. The fund itself will fuel the startups that we're working on. It will provide the distribution channels that Presight and G42 ecosystem can give, and it brings about the expertise of Shorooq, a leading ADGM-based headquartered partner in fund management in the MENA region.
Okay, so Shorooq we know well. We've spoken to a lot on the Business Breakfast. Yourself also, you and I have a regular chat every quarter when the numbers come out. Tell me why this $100 million fund is different. What makes it not just another fund?
Well, if you look at the way it's going, when we started and you watch what we have done with the accelerator program, we launched a unique accelerator program that was in April. We had 115 companies across 17 countries that participated. We picked 10. Of the 10, we had 4 from the UAE, 2 from the US, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Singapore, and Indonesia. We have now become a platform to accelerate innovation. Alongside with that, the fund that is launched today forms the secondary instrument that is needed to take this further. $100 million may dwarf in the many announcements that we've heard yesterday, today, but the $100 million that we're putting into these companies are intended to help them grow in the market that they want to grow in. The revenue opportunities that we'll be presenting to these clients, the ability for them to scale globally, the ability for them to tap on computation power that now sits in the UAE, and the distribution channels that we have is going to be key. There isn't a fund in the market that focus on that. Most of them are capital driven, looking for equity and to drive infrastructure and markets, but this is truly unique.
Okay, there's so much in there I need to dig into. I have questions, Thomas.
Please.
You've just said there, for these companies to scale and expand in the markets that they want to be in. Now, if I look at Presight's H1 earnings, your international revenue rose from 5% to 27%, so coming up to a third H1 year on year. Are you suggesting that with this fund, you're not necessarily trying to pull people into Abu Dhabi, that they can operate where they're operating, where they're targeting?
Absolutely. If you look at the trajectory of where we're going in our HR numbers, we did 23% international last year. We're tracking to about 35% international this year when we reported that quite clearly. The markets we're in, about 11 markets, that allow us to bridge such opportunities to the startup. I'll give an example. I came back from Azerbaijan last week. We signed a memorandum with the Ministry of Education as a whole between Presight and the Ministry to drive AI for education. In the mix of the offering is one of the startup accelerator company, Ajari.com, from Indonesia. And with that, with Presight's presence in Azerbaijan, our expertise in understanding the market, bringing our AI solutions together with the education pedagogical experts, we created a program for Azerbaijan. This is one example of how we can be that platform. Now, if you think about the many companies in the US and in the region that's looking for new markets, it is highly competitive now in the AI space. What's going to be different for them is which are the ones that can hit revenue, which are the ones that can secure clients. And they will pick capital that is strategic and is more intentional. And I think this is what the program is about.
What kind of ticket size out of that 100 million can companies expect? How's it going to be broken down?
So the fund is going to focus on pre-seed, seed, and pre-series A. So we're looking at ticket size anyway from 500 to 2 million. Of course, at that size, and you need more, we have MGX, we have G42, we have the whole ecosystem. The key to it is every part of the UAE AI ecosystem has been developed to open up opportunities. And the Presight Global VC fund with Shorooq is targeted to find a solution that hit the road, get them young, but try them before we actually put money in them. So the accelerator program, the ability for us to come into our markets, the ability to use our client base and the UAE ecosystem for both compute and for innovation, is going to prove the difference. And it's going to allow us to choose better among the noise.
And what do you want in exchange for that? Is it exclusivity? Is it IP sharing? Is it stakes? How does the deal work?
I think it's going to be all of the above, depending on a case-by-case basis. So some of it, if the ticket size is small, we'll start with a small minority equity stake in it. It will allow us to keep an eye on the company itself. If it's meaningful and accretive to us and we see it in the early year, we can take a larger stake in it. We can take a majority stake like what we've done with AIQ, which proved to be very accretive to us. So depending on the company, the territory, but what it does is give us a spectrum of innovation companies to look at beyond the accelerator. Shorooq, being such a famed and branded VC fund manager, has a strong pipe of companies that come in. So together with that and the other ecosystem players we now have exposed to a large funnel of strong companies that can be, one, accretive to Presight, second, accretive to the G42 ecosystem and the UAE AI systems.
What are you going to make these decisions based on, though? What criteria is going to matter, or even what industry is going to matter most?
I think for one, definitely industries that's accretive to us. So government, finance, energy, smart cities will be priority. But it's a little hard. Shorooq has a founder philosophy. And if you speak to Mahmood and my partners at Shorooq, they say the first 10 minutes you look at the founder and you should know whether he's going to have the mettle to carry it on or not. So I think it's going to be both of that, the ability to make some gut and instinctive bets. Second, to be able to look at what's accretive to us and then bring them on board. The key thing is, because we are an operating business and a ongoing business in the Global South region, we can test them out. And that's really where the difference would be.
I noticed that this is called Presight Shorooq Fund I.
Well, there's always aspiration, right? This is your first visit to a Presight office.
If we were to talk a year from now, and I'm sure we will be, Thomas, what do you want to be able to tell me? Where do you want this to have gone?
I think the fun one with Shorooq is really the first step, a foray for Presight itself to be into the venture capital market. Second, because of the nature that AI startups are coming, it changes every 6 months. So Fund 1 is the first step. We take that and learn. The aspirations definitely is to take on a larger component of this into the market. Second, as part of the growth strategy of Presight, merger acquisition of IP through multiple ways. So direct M&A, the accelerator program, and of course through venture capital partnership is key to it. As we continue to grow the base, we need to keep an eye on innovation and bring in a flow of new companies to us.
Last question. What's the sales pitch for these companies? Because you've got a lot of competition out there, as we've heard this morning. Everyone's taking a piece of the AI pie. For anyone who might be listening to this and thinking, actually, I want part of that.
I think for anyone who is listening and want to be a part of this, if you're looking for capital, they'll give you access to UAE as a leading AI capital. If you want access to compute, which you have heard from my colleagues yesterday over UAE's target and many infrastructure we're building. If you want access to clients, right, to really prove that the solutions you're building is going to bring impact to the community we live in, then come talk to us, right, and pitch us what you have, and I'm sure there's a space for you.
Thomas Pramotedham is the CEO of Presight. Big announcement there, a $100 million global fund for AI innovation with Shorooq. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.